Hey YouTube, Wes here checking in with a brand new episode of the Vinyl Inbox. Today we're talking about the new vinyl I purchased in the month of May 2018. Getting to this late as usual, but finally getting to it. Just been busy with other things. Been getting out and doing a lot of photography. Had some other things, some stuff going on at work. Just yeah, busy as usual, but finally getting to this. Wanted to share these albums I picked up with you. Got a pretty good stack this month, and surprisingly, no thrift store stuff, no real used records. There's one used record, but it's from '97, so it's not exactly, you know, it's not exactly an old '60s album or '70s album. A lot of new stuff. So an interesting month this month. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Hope you're all doing well, having a great day or great night. Here we go. First thing I got here is a piece of hip-hop. This is one of the best, if not the best, albums of last year. I picked this up on CD when it was released. Never got around to getting to it on vinyl. Earlier this year, they did a special collector's edition of this release. I'm sure you know who it is by now, but that is Kendrick Lamar's Damn, his most recent album from 2017. As I said earlier this year, they did this really nice collector's edition 2LP set on clear vinyl. Hand numbered on the back. They did 30,000. I believe 15,000 were for Europe and 15,000 were for North America. I got number 27,382, so a pretty high number there. I picked this up pretty late. I picked this up pretty recently, and these are starting to disappear. So I'm glad I got this. I'm glad I finally got this album on vinyl. I definitely wanted to have it in my collection on vinyl. And if you don't know, this collector's edition is they did the tracks reversed. So with the original album, it kind of starts at the end and works its way back toward the beginning. It starts at the beginning and, you know, tells the story in a normal fashion. So kind of interesting that way. Here is the gatefold. Just has the album title and the liner notes in there. Pretty nice. I'll go ahead and pull out one of the discs here so you can see that. As I said, 2LP set, clear vinyl. There we go. Super clear vinyl. Really nice. And this was mastered by Shelly Steffens, and it was pressed at Memphis Record Pressing, which I've learned is actually owned by GZ. If you look in the dead wax, it looks like a GZ number, but I believe it also says MRP in the dead wax, and that's more recent company, more recent purchase for GZ vinyl. They do a lot of pressing in the US. They bought that pressing plant in 2015. The early pressings from MRP I've heard are not so good, but when GZ took it over, it definitely, the quality went up and got better. And yeah, this sounds good. It's a nice flat, clear piece of vinyl. No kind of weird kind of heat problems or anything like that. So yeah, that's the first album for this month, the collector's edition of Kendrick Lamar's Damn. Okay, so last month I talked about the Florida Folk Festival a little bit. Yeah, in my update from April, I talked about the Florida Folk Festival that happened near the end of May because I was recording at the end of May, which I typically do these a month later. But the headliner of the Florida Folk Festival this year was John Carter Cash. And so this is his most recent album, something that was released on Record Store Day. It's called We Must Believe in Magic. John Carter Cash, if you don't know, is Johnny Cash's son. The only son of John Carter Cash and June Carter, and he has been sort of in the background of music production, music writing for a long time, so doesn't really do much of his own kind of music, but he does, he enjoys playing music, and he's in the industry, he's been in the industry for a long time. So this is an album he did of very traditional, mostly traditional stuff, some stuff he wrote himself. If you're familiar with the Carter family's music, it's that very old school Americana kind of folk stuff, and he does a lot of stuff in that same vein, and his set at the Florida Folk Festival was very strongly leaning towards that early Americana, you know, the Carter family kind of folk music, early folk music, very, very, very beautiful harmonies, kind of a lot of female vocals, kind of a lot of harmonizing going on. So yeah, this was pretty cool to pick this up. Actually had this in my cart on on eBay for a while, and the price kept dropping on it. It got down to like $10. I guess nobody wanted it, and I ended up picking this up and got it a couple days before we actually went to the folk festival to hear it. And so I was able to hear the album before we went, which was nice. Carter family sort of stained glass thing, and this is just pressed on black vinyl. Nothing special with this, even though it was a record store day release. I believe this album was originally released last year in 2017. Going from some hip hop to some folk, but I kind of lump the two in the same thing a lot of times. But yeah, John Carter Cash, We Must Believe in Magic, very early Americana, Carter family type stuff for the most part. He does a cover of Hurt on here. Yeah, it's not as good as his father's. So let's go ahead and get into my Vinyl Me Please pickups for the month. Yeah, before we go ahead and get into this, I'll talk about this real quick. I've made the decision to cancel the Birchbox subscription. I know a lot of you all will be probably happy that there won't be any more Birchbox videos, or there might be one more Birchbox video coming, depending on what order I upload things. But yeah, I'm going to cancel the Birchbox and then use that money to sort of fund some additional purchases from Vinyl Me Please each month. So I got 2 albums from Vinyl Me Please, as well as I got the bonus promotional item that they do. Usually each month they have a promotional item, and a certain percentage of the club members get that item. And I was lucky enough to get this month, which I was really happy, because it is from a band I really love. It's from Churches. So this is a promotional LP that Churches did for BMW for the Project Unfollow. So what we have on here is two songs from the new Churches LP, which we'll get to a little later, and then 2 songs that they were inspired by: The Regrets with Come Through, and the Cocteau Twins with Heaven or Las Vegas. Really nice to be able to get that tossed in this month. I'm glad I hadn't got the bonus in a long time from Vinyl Me Please, so I was really pleased to get this month. There's a nice gatefold, some nice artwork on it. I believe this is clear vinyl as well. Go ahead and pull it out of here. A BMW advertisement in there. And it's actually, no, this is a gold vinyl, 45 RPM, 10-inch, really nice. All right, so moving on, we'll get into the album of the month from Vinyl Me Please, and they did a hip-hop album for this month, and that was a reissue of the 2002 album from Clips titled Lord Willin'. There's their new OB strip that they're doing. Yeah, a hip-hop album I was not real familiar with. I was familiar with the hit track off of here, which is called Grindin'. Heard it a lot back when it came out, but I'd never really listened to this album before, so really enjoyed getting into it. If you aren't familiar with Clips, and you might be familiar with the Pusha T, he is one half of Clips, and so he's more of a modern sort of solo artist now, but he started off here. Really cool sort of, they're out of Virginia, so they have sort of a West Coast mixed with Southern kind of vibe. Really interesting sound. Definitely enjoyed getting this. Nice Stoughton jacket here. Very glossy cover, as you can see. There is the gatefold. Really nice photo there and such. The inner sleeves just have some liner notes on them. And then it's a 2 LP set at 45 RPM, pressed on this sort of electric green kind of colored vinyl. A little bit of a swirly, smoky pattern in there. Really pretty. It sounds awesome. Definitely 45 RPM, completely remastered. Really nicely done. So that's Clips Lord Willing, the Vinyl Me Please album of the month. If you're thinking about joining Vinyl Me Please, if you're not already a member, I would appreciate if you use my referral link. I put a referral link for Vinyl Me Please in the show notes on all of my vinyl videos. So if you get the urge to sign up for Vinyl Me Please, use that referral link and it will help me out, and I appreciate that. The other thing I got from Vinyl Me Please for the month, sort of using the money I saved from not getting the Birchbox, is I went ahead and got the Rap and Hip Hop album for the month of May, and they did a reissue of Snoop Doggy Dogg's Doggystyle from 1993. So yeah, a lot of controversy around this release of this album from Vinyl Me Please, because this was originally advertised as being a gatefold with a tip-on jacket, and as you can see, it is not a gatefold. It does not have a tip-on jacket, but they did do an embossed cover, which was nice. So the Snoop Dogg logo here is embossed, and the dog and everything is embossed as well. So it's still a nice package. 2 LP set, and this did come with a punch-out stencil, which the rap and hip-hop albums tend to do. It's really nice the way they're doing the club memberships now at Vinyl Me Please. They have 3 different tracks. They have their standard, album of the month, their big release for the month. They have the rap and hip hop track, which there's a rap and hip hop album each month, and then they have a classics track as well. So you're getting a classic album, maybe a classic jazz album, a classic soul album, that type of thing. And you can sort of move around in between the 3 if you want, or you can just subscribe to one and get one or both of the other ones if you want added on each month. So it's really a really interesting new dimension they're adding to being a member of the club, which I'm really enjoying. That's part of the reason why, like I said, I canceled the Birchbox, so I could sort of bounce around and try some of these other releases they're doing. So this Doggystyle release, 2 LPs again, 45 RPM, really pretty splattered green, mint green, white, and brown, sort of different depending on which side you look at. Really cool splatter, sounds awesome. I actually do have a, not a first pressing, but I do have a second pressing from 1993 of this album. Go ahead and pull this out. It's been a while since I showed that. So yeah, here is my original, well, not original, my second pressing from 1993. Yeah, I had to go grab my actually original CD to check this. This is actually a first. I bought this the day it was released. So there's a track on here called G's Up, Hoes Down that has a sample on it from Isaac Hayes that was never cleared, and they were never able to get it cleared. So they had to pull these off the shelves and repress them all without that track. So this CD is actually pretty collectible if you find a CD or vinyl version for that matter with G's Up, Hoes Down on it. It's pretty valuable to have. But yeah, this is my 93 second pressing, and it has G's Up, Hoes Down. Does not appear on here, as well as the next episode, which never appeared on any pressing of this other than reportedly appeared on a promotional version of the album. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, I'm happy to have this reissue. I'm happy to have the colored 2 LP vinyl version remastered. As I said, sounds amazing. I'll probably play this one more than I play my original. So it has a green on the inside of the jacket there, which is nice. So yeah, those were my Vinyl Me Please pickups from time to time. Usually, probably every month, I'll have at least one extra Vinyl Me Please release to share with you. So I think that's going to be fun. I'm enjoying it so far. I've already got June's new release here, and I guess tomorrow I'll be finding out what the July releases are, so that'll be cool to learn that. So anyway, moving on. Next up, it got sort of a modern, I don't know how you would call this, Bourne's synth pop artist, art pop artist, just good artist, good modern music. This is Blue Madonna, released this year, 2018. His latest album. There's the back cover. I haven't spent a whole lot of time with this. I've spun it a few times, just getting into it. Yeah, really good modern pop music. I'm gonna insert here a nice photography on it, and then this is just pressed on black vinyl. Mastered by Ray Janos at Sterling Sound, so it does have a nice sound to it. So yeah, that's Bourne's with Blue Madonna, a new release. Glad to pick that one up. Okay, here we go. This is the one used album I picked up for the month of May, and that's the album In the Aeroplane Over the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel. Definitely a classic 90s album, well-loved album. Kind of a mixture between alternative rock and a little bit of folkiness to it as well. It's a little all over the place. It's got some more mellow moments. It's got some harder rocking kind of moments. This album cover has always creeped me out. It's just one of the scariest album covers. I don't know why. I just don't like it. It just freaks me out for some reason. But I've always been intrigued by it. I know it's a well-loved album, and I've been wanting to hear it. It's sort of been on my wish list for a while. Went into the local record store here again recently, and they had this in the used bin for 12 bucks, and I thought that's a good price. This is an RTI pressing. I think this is a more modern pressing of the album. It's definitely not an original. Definitely something from the 2000s. Insert here with some liner notes and the track listings and whatnot. And then this is a nice RTI pressing on black vinyl, and appears that somebody took care of this. It sounds great, just like a new piece of vinyl. So happy to have picked that up for a good price. So yeah, Neutral Milk Hotel in the Aeroplane Over the Sea. Cool stuff. All right, this next one I have to share with you. Something I downloaded when it came out. Had it on my music players all this time. You know, it always comes around, and I'm like, man, I love this album. Man, I love this album. Never bought it. Never owned it. Finally, just broke down and said, okay, this is it. I just got to buy this thing. And that is After the Disco by Broken Bells, originally released in 2014, I believe. Sort of a collaboration between James Mercer and Danger Mouse. So it has sort of electronic rock aspect to it. Really, really great, awesome music. I just love the music on here. As I said, listened to it over the years and really just always loved it, and finally glad to have it on vinyl. Really nice gatefold, really colorful, with lyrics and liner notes in there. Bunch of stuff in here. Nice piece of artwork there. Then you do get a printed inner sleeve with a nice geometric design on it, as well as I believe it comes with a paper inner sleeve. Yeah, nice poly-lined paper inner sleeve. This is just a nice solid black vinyl pressing. Sounds awesome. I love this album, and it's awesome to finally have it on vinyl. Mastered by Chris Bellman and pressed at Record Industry in the Netherlands. So yeah, high quality, great mastering, great pressing. Definitely a solid sounding album. And as I said, one I've loved for a long time. So yeah, Broken Bells, After the Disco. Glad to finally add this one to the collection, so I can stop you know, saying to myself every time I stream it or, you know, listen to it on digital, I gotta have this album. Now I have it. All right, another new release for the month, one that kind of snuck up on me a bit. A group I hadn't really paid much attention to before, hadn't really listened to before. Their album, I believe their debut album was the album of the month last month for Vinyl Me Please. And they put that out because they were coming out with a new album, and that is the new album by the Arctic Monkeys, Tranquility Base Hotel. Yeah, I love this album. This is another one that's hitting heavy for album of the year for me. I got a lot of potential album of the years already. It's been a great year so far for music, in my opinion. This album is awesome. Really enjoyed hearing this. Really beautiful album, very lush, a little bit on the political side. You know, it's making, not really political, but it's making a statement about modern life and that thing, and I really appreciate that in music when I hear it. There's a really nice gatefold here. This comes with a really large 12 by 12 booklet. Awesome. We're getting more and more of this kind of stuff with modern vinyl pressings. I'm really glad to see that. Yeah, it has these nice vellum sheets with the lyrics on here, that so you can kind of see the photos through there and stuff. And yeah, that's beautiful. Love having this kind of large artwork to enjoy while you're listening to these albums. And this is the independent record store limited clear vinyl version, clear pressing of this. That's nice. And this is pressed at Rainbow Pressing Plant, so not the best pressing plant, but it's pretty well done. Sounds good to me. It doesn't have any major glaring flaws to it. And it's mastered by Matt Colton at Alchemy Mastering. So yeah, that's the new Arctic Monkeys with Tranquility Base Hotel. As I said, I love this album to death. Just killer album. Has a nice, again, geometric design printed on the inner sleeve. Just that extra little touch. And an awesome album musically, and an awesome vinyl package. All right, yet another new release for the month. We're finishing this off with some more new releases, a couple more new releases. This is the latest album by Beach House, aptly titled 7 because it's their 7th album. You know, sort of a dream pop group. Love Beach House, and it's perfect for this time of year to have this kind of lush, mellow, warm kind of music. Really cool cover, like the sort of mirror finish they did on the cover. Really cool design on the gatefold. Haven't really spent a whole lot of time looking at the gatefold on this one, but that's really nice. Again, this is the independent record store, not the independent record store, but this is the loser edition from Sub Pop. You know, whenever they do a first pressing, it's always usually on colored vinyl. They do a special limited run of the first pressing on colored vinyl, and that's what this is. Nice yellow vinyl. Very strong yellow color, so it's pretty nice. Pressed at RTI. Sub Pop always does their pressings at RTI, and they always are amazing. I see why they do that. Get the inner sleeve here. Matches the album art. Got a print of a pattern that kind of matches the album art as well. And then another card with lyrics and liner notes on it. Very nice packaging, very nice album, very good album. Good solid album from Beach House. Really moody and dark and warm, and just, it's like a nice warm bath or something. It's really great musically, so I really have enjoyed listening to this so far. And last but not least, one more new release for the month. 2018 has just been an awesome year for music so far. New album from SupraWes. This one's titled Love Is Dead. Go ahead and show you the gatefold on this one. There's the group there. Nice gatefold photo of them. This one has a printed inner sleeve, kind of matches the album artwork there. And we also get a printed insert with lyrics and liner notes on it. And this is, once again, the indie record store release. This is pressed on clear vinyl. Pressed at United, I believe. Or no, this is pressed at Rainbow. So this is a Rainbow pressing. And it's just okay. It's not amazing. But, you know, you have to deal with that on these releases sometimes. And that is mastered by Joe Nino Hernandez at Sterling Sound. So it's mastered pretty well, but pressing's a little weak. But yeah, so that's the new release from SupraWes, Love Is Dead. Finishing off the albums I picked up in the month of May 2018. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're doing well, having a great month yourself. Getting definitely deep into summer now. Very hot and humid here. It's actually raining outside right now, which is why it gave me a good chance to sort of sit down and make this video. There was not much photography going on. But yeah, hope you're all having a great summer. Have a great day or night. Remember, there's no bad music, just music you don't like. We'll see you again next time. Cheers.